everybody, Jesus loves you. My name is Cody, and you are watching the Wednesday episode of the Christian News Show thing that I do. Truth! The debates are today, and I want to know if you guys are interested. Leave a comment and tell me if you're interested about the debates or not. And even if you're not super excited about the debates, you should check out the live coverage that SourceFed's going to be doing tonight after the actual debates. They did live coverage of the RNC and the DNC, and they just took all that political talk and turned it into English. Plus it's SourceFed, that just makes it amazing in general. Also, it turns out that if you were hoping for religion to show up during the debates, don't count on it. With Romney being a Mormon, and then Obama being the Christian that all the conservative Christians hate, it's just a really hot button issue that isn't going to win them any votes if they talk about it, but it would make them lose votes. Now, as I've said before, I do think as far as social issues go, Romney probably should talk about his conservative values, and that I think would help him with the conservative Christians, but bringing up his faith into that is just like a really bad idea. Also, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think they should talk about religion during the debates or not? As interesting as I think it would be to hear both of them talk about their religions, I think it would really take away from the debate and the political issues that need to be talked about. And another topic, it turns out that historically Catholics usually vote Democrat. I found out and thought it was really interesting. The article reads on to say it's really hard to say what Catholics vote for. And that's just because there's so many different types of Catholics. You have the Catholics that go every Sunday morning, you have the ones that go every other week, you have the ones that never go at all. Then you have demographics of either side of the United States, and then you have the ethnicity and all sorts of different factors that go into a Catholic that changes the way they vote. In other words, you could say the majority of Catholics vote one way, but there's still a huge majority of Catholics that are not voting that same way. Just a fun fact of the day for you. And our next story is the Jesus wife thing, because that's still in the news. We talked about this before. It's a little piece of paper that talked about Jesus having a wife, and it was the Gospel of Jesus' Wife is what it was being called. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Anyways, the Vatican publicly announced it as a fake, and so the documentary that was made for the Smithsonian Channel had to be canceled or postponed because they didn't know whether it's real or not. And so the update is that they're studying more on it to make sure if it was fake or real. And I feel like I just need to point out again that even if it is real, it does not prove that Jesus had a wife. Like even Catherine King, the one who was really studying this thing, has even said, it doesn't prove that Jesus had a wife, it just proves that there was a certain amount of people in that century who were believing that Jesus did have a wife. And I honestly think that's where a lot of the debate comes from. There's a lot of Christians that think that this means that Jesus had a wife if this thing is real, and it's not what it means in any way. Really quick, I forgot about the verse of the day. It was supposed to correspond to the debates and deciding who you are going to vote for. And I forgot to put that in there, but it's 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do for the glory of God. And as it has been for the past few weeks, it's in the description below. So it will be there if I forget again any other time. And the final story of the day is about the Stand Up Education Policy Summit in Atlanta, Georgia. You have no idea how long it took me to say that correctly. And what that is a meeting of a group of really big Christian leaders, and they talk about education reform, as scary as that sounds. And personally, when I was reading this, I was really confused with the lack of separation of church and state. They're talking about the different school programs, and they get a right to vote for that. Along with that, the Christian meeting is also about making sure that Christians join the school board. And the one that didn't surprise me all that much was that they were told to volunteer in the school community. Anyway, I was really surprised by all this. I had no idea that the church was so involved in schools today. So that's the question of the day. Do you think that churches should be as involved with schools as they are today? As always, leave a comment in the comment section below with your answer. Leave a video response. Do whatever you want to do with that. That's all that I found interesting in the news today. So, in closing, let the haters hate. Let the Christians pray. To everybody, like and subscribe. I'll see you later, and God bless. Not devil's horns. That's love in sign language. Love you. In a non-creepy way.